Hiya, it's Kerry from Mobilates and I'm here at the Royal Voluntary Service Virtual Village Hall for your Wednesday 4:30 slot. We're all ready to get moving, to chill out a little bit, to stand, to sit. Best bit, the lying down, which can be down or it could be on a sofa, a bed. Bed's probably easier than a sofa just because you've got a little bit more room, and just pull the duvet back. I hope you're ready to go. We're going to start nice and gentle with a little shaking, and I mean really gentle shaking. If you're tired, the gentlest of shaking. Who's that? Hello already, it's Jackie. Hiya, Jackie. So I'm just going for shaking my arms, and I'm just bringing my legs in. I'm shifting from leg to leg, but you might be doing this in a chair. I've gone for a piano-y sort of ambient playlist today. Hope you like it. I think it's a little loud. I'm just going to turn it down just a tiny bit. I want it to be ambient in background, not too loud. Right, back to the shaking. Could be the whole body. Anything that feels good. I like a little bouncing. Is that Irene? Hi Irene, nice to see you here. I hope you're all keeping well. Those of you who join me on the live, it's always a pleasure to have like regular company, so I don't feel like I'm doing it by myself. And this is just whatever you make it. If you're doing it sitting, you might have your feet going up and down, got my heels going up and down. You might move a little in your seat, like twisting round, whatever feels good. Could be really small, could just be all like that, sort of dangly. Whatever works for you. Just about getting the energy going a little bit. Getting the blood moving around the body slightly faster, warming things up if they need warming up. And I mean literally warming. I'm one of those people who sort of perpetually has cold hands. And then start to slow that down. And let it just gradually come to a stop. It takes a little while just to let that movement totally finish. And when you're there, bring your feet into parallel, look down and imagine a book between them. A paperback book is perfect, and your feet either side. Right, if we are standing or sitting, we put on our crowns, we think of the points going upwards, the top of our heads going up towards the ceiling. As you do that, you feel your sort of body stretches, a bit of tension here. Perfect, it's just what we need. Use this tension to give us a little pelvic tilt, tucking under, rocking back. And so that movement comes from the tightening of these muscles across here rather than squeezing your bottom. That's it. It can help to have your hands at the front, just anyway, so that they're just holding your belly somewhere. Some people like it like that, because you can feel the differences in holding your belly at the front as it tips back, and then as it comes forwards, feels fuller. Some people like to connect their thumb and their finger there, like a little diamond shape, and feel the differences each way. And it might be super small. Let's make it really small until it feels just right. And then from that place, we take our head back a little, and then we're going to take it a little bit further. So I'll show you from the side. It's like my head's reversing slightly up a hill, and then I just relax and have a little shake. And then I'm going to hold myself what I think is upright, and then I'm just going to reverse my head. It goes slightly diagonally up, like it's going up a little hill. And I can feel I have all the chins here when I do that, all the extra chins. So a few of those. Let's do it with a breath, breathing in. As you breathe out, doing that little tuck, that reverse. Breathe in, relax. And then breathe out, taking it up. And then holding that there, we're just going to give it a little turn from one side to the other. That's it. Keep it one way, look up to the sky or your ceiling and roll down to the other side. And just keeping that going. It feels like your chin is just gliding, hovering over the top of your collarbone. And your neck feels long, doesn't feel like it's being squashed. And you're breathing. Breathe in one way, breathe out the other. Or just breathing. Last one. Come to the center, start to roll your shoulders. That's it. And then we're going to take our hands somewhere up to our shoulders. Might be your thumbs if your hands don't reach. And then we're going to roll round, but think about your elbows just drawing massive circles. They might even come for a little touch. That's it. And whilst you're doing this, you're still breathing. You've still got that gentle tension on your belly, that feeling of slightly pulling back, but it's not really, really super tight. Let's try forwards a little. And a couple more back. Right, time to get those feet moving. I can feel mine are cold. Let's just starting to heel raise. Just getting a little bit of movement. We can take it upwards. So rather than getting a side to side feeling, think of upwards. Keeping your height if you're sitting. And I don't mind how lightly the heels touch the ground. You might just graze the ground, kiss the ground with them. And then we're going to go for both heels coming up together. And we're going to take our arms in the back stroke. Now, as you're doing this, let's start with the hands coming towards the center. I'm trying to get the top of my hands fitting in, but they're coming that way. And opposite arm to leg. And I'm starting to reach my arms, they're getting a little straighter. But if yours are bent and out here, that's okay. And then I'm going to start to turn my palms out to face you. Just opens out the shoulder a little bit. It's nice to work at everything as much as we can, all the different directions, little changes. That's it. And they're not going behind us, they're just going up. That's as high as they go. Now have I got opposite arm to leg? No. Caught myself out. Last one. And bring it down. Right, we're going for a bit of balance and we're going to do something with the hands at the same time. So if you're sitting, I'd like you to either lift your leg, or if that's too much, lift your heel, just like we were doing before. So either of the two, and then the hands are coming forwards in a stop sign, and then they're going to circle round and stop like that. So we're going to lift the leg, there's the stop hands, another one, going to standing. And I'm trying to keep even rather than going to one side. If you need a bit of balance, you could have one hand. That's it. And then we're going to change it to the other leg. So the arms circle round, and then you're pulling your fingers back. Now my fingers, they really want to go like this. It's taking a lot of effort to straighten them up. Tightness about along the nerves for me, along the tendons a little bit. So I have to do these quite a lot. We're going to change it. We're going to take it like that now. So it's not that you're a bit like you're flying, but you can see that bend on the wrist. So just do the arms first. Have a bit of tension on the belly, but look how soft the arms can look, even though we've got that flexion, that bend at the wrist. And then we can do something with the legs. So if I was standing, I'm going to take one out to one side, and then one out to the other. So there's a swap in the middle where you get level. If I'm sitting, I'll bring the chair in because I feel like I'm going to crash into the desk. Sit to the edge, tap, tap, and my foot's still facing forwards. And I'm trying to stop my shoulders doing that. I don't need to work on those muscles anymore. They're the sort that get tight. So these really soft arms help with this. And breathing. That definitely helps too. Right, I think one more each side. And then we're going to take it into a little side bend and a bit of rotation. So I'll just have a reach down one side, a reach down the other, and repeat that again. And then we're going to take the arm overhead if that's comfortable for you. I'm just going to step back so you can see. Can you see I'm just holding this wrist? Now I'm going to bend over, but my hips stay where they are. So I'm just pulling this arm over a little. And then I'm going to let my hips go outwards. Now my feet are quite close together. You've got options. You could put them in a V, and that makes it a little bit stronger, and the pressure of the legs together is quite nice. Or you could take it a little bit wider and just let your hips go out that way. You could turn your feet out as well. This is my favourite. Let's take it to the other side. I'll show sitting as well, but it's pretty much the same. This time clasping the other side. First, you're just bending over to the side without the hips going outwards. And your legs could be like this, or they could be with the heels towards each other, and you're trying to squeeze the legs together. And then I call it bananaing when the hips go out to the side. It's a bigger stretch, so only if it feels comfortable. And then if I'm sitting like this, you can't really do the bananaing when you're sitting because the chair is there to resist you. So I think I get a little bit more movement if I turn my knees out, my heels in, and I press into the floor. Last one like that. And then we're going to bring a little rotation to the center. So keeping your lower part, so I'm thinking really high trousers, you know, the classic Simon Cowell coming up to your ribs. That's what stays still. This is the bit that moves. So just getting that movement going is, I find it more comfortable if I'm softer in my knees. That's it. And let's do it with some breath. So breathing in the center. Breathe out as you turn. Breathe in as you come to the center. Out as you turn. And a breath out through pursed lips is nice. It just controls the breath, gives it a bit of pressure. The control just means you can breathe slow. And it gives you a bit of pressure here, which gives you that tension on the belly. But breathing in and out is the main goal. And let the arms go, give them a little shake. We're going to take them outwards. We're going to work everything outwards a little. So let's take the weight into one foot and just start to take this foot and your hip. We're rotating out, maybe a little circling. So you might need, I'll put the chair on this side so I can work this leg. You might need a chair so you feel that you've got, it doesn't matter if your foot comes to the floor, if it stays on the floor. It's just trying to get a circular motion. It's a ball and socket joint. So like this, we're only getting some of the motion. Like this, we get that circle. Trying to keep my hips facing forwards. If you're sitting, you might be able to get some circling going too. It's much harder sitting because you're lifting your leg up, a different sort of form of gravity. It's heavier. So you could do with your heel, the ball of your foot on the floor, your heel raised. And then you can get some circling. Let's go for the other side as well. this foot is just staying still. Might be able to get a bit of circling if you're able to lift it. And then we're going to hold a balance. So let's go back to one side, doesn't matter which side. Turn out, so you can feel it's activating here. If I show you from the side, I'm going to bring my body facing this way. You can see this leg out to the side. And your foot, you could be just on the ball of your foot, it could be right on the tip of your toe. You could be pressing it against, whoa, the other leg. But the arms need to come out for a bit of balance. That's it. And just hold it for a moment, get the wobbles out of your system. And then some movement. Now, if you're a little bit wobbly, small movement. If you're not very wobbly, I go for bigger movement. I'm pretty good on this one. So I need bigger movement to challenge, but think what challenges you. It might be just holding it is challenging you. You might even have to have your fingers, I'm pretending I'm touching that table. And then take it down, have a little wiggle. And the other side. So I'll show you with, I was doing it with a chair for balance. I could just have a couple of fingers on this chair, another arm outwards. And then I could move this arm, or I could move the fingers. I'm pretending to take them for a little walk here, up and down that chair back, just to challenge me. Might even try lifting them off and putting them on. And then take it down, a little wiggle. And then we're going to do some swishes. So for swishes, soft in the knees, arms are swinging. If you're sitting, take your legs a bit wider so you've got room to hinge forwards a little, like this. And your arms can go down the side. And then if you're standing, we can do the same, just sending our bottoms back. So if I show you from the side. And if you like a curve, a rounding in your back as you do this, you can start to lift your arms up and let your body go over and your head tuck under a little. It depends what works best for you and your back, and for things like dizziness. So for osteoporosis, for example, the straight back, it's going to be better for your back. Couple more. And then we're going to make our way down to the floor or to your bed. So I'm going to put the chair out of the way. Bring myself downwards. You might want a cushion for your head. I'm going to grab one. Just going to tilt down so you can all see me down here. Move my little planner just in case I have a blank moment. They do happen sometimes. Right, turn over. Not ourselves, just my planner. Lying down. And just have a little moment where you get yourself comfortable. Arms can be right out by your sides, in closer. I'm going for right out by my sides at the moment. It feels nice. It feels open across here. I'm just letting my feet rock me from side to side a little until I feel ready for everything to be still. And then I'm conscious of what's in contact with the floor. So the back of my head, not quite back of my neck, that's on the cushion. If the cushion wasn't there, there'd be a space. Back of my shoulders, my back here, my waist, and then there's a little space. On me it's about here, where I'm not in touch with the floor. There's that little curving inwards part of my back, and this varies according to each person. Some people are very flat and they're pretty much touching the floor. Some people are really arched and you can get your hand right underneath. Then I can feel the bony bit of my bottom, the sacrum, back of your pelvis, and my feet. Right, I'm going to place a tray, round tray here. It's got a side, and we're going to take a marble around the sides. So you're just circling you'll find that your knees are just moving slightly, and you're just breathing in and out, just as you usually do. And then pause, and then take that circle the other way. It's small movements. Hopefully it's feeling good. And then pause there. Where are we going next? Hip rolls, right. Arms out by the side, legs as they are, and just let the knees sway. Leave the shoulders and your upper half of your body here, but you can feel this part here, the lower part, so anything here is on the floor, anything here can turn and start to push away a little, as much as is comfortable. So you let your legs be heavy here, and you use your belly muscles to control this. So if I just let go, I sort of melt and flop. But if I use my belly muscles, I can hover, and then I can pull this part back to the mat. Breath helps with this. So let's go over, take a breath. As you breathe out, use that pulling back to pull you back to the mat. So you're pulling your belly back, and then it pulls you over. I'm just keeping this going. Last ones. And then just settle for a moment. Bring your arms inwards, palms down. Take a breath in. Want your breath up here. Your belly is going to have a little bit of tension, so you can't really breathe in there in the same way. Breath in. As you breathe out, feel the increased tension here, a little bit of pressure, and just slide that foot away. Nice long foot, and then slide it back. Other side. Sliding away on the exhale. Nice long foot, slide it back. Sliding away on the exhale, you can take another inhale here, and slide it back. Inhale. Exhale, sliding away. Inhale. Exhale, slide back. Next one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try hovering. Inhale. Slide in the air forward. Inhale. Pull your toes towards your nose. Exhale. Keep those toes there. Slide back until your foot's on the floor. Inhale. Hover, slide away. Inhale again. There was an exhale, I promise. Bring those toes towards your nose. As you exhale, slide back. That's it. One more each side. Inhale. Foot slides forward, hovering. Can still be on the floor if you prefer. Inhale. Toes towards your nose. Exhale. Sliding back, hovering, or use the floor. Last one. Inhale. Sliding forwards as you exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Bring it back. And then just bring your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock side to side. Just ease things off. We're going to take the legs down. This time take one leg up to tabletop. And then slide, walk, crawl this foot away. See how it feels. Where does it want to go? Maybe it can go all the way down. God, my foot's making such a noise down there. I promise you it's not another part of me. And then take a breath in. And as you breathe out, slide that foot back. Take this leg down. Breath in. Take the other leg up, that 90 degrees tabletop position. I'm going for a long foot, but you could just relax it there. Just want to hold it. This is doing all the work. Crawl, slide, creep the other foot forwards until it's really long and groany like that. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, slide back and take the foot down. Bring the feet together. Let the legs just fall outwards and just rock. I use a bit of momentum for my glute muscles, very lightly, sort of squeezing one side to the other. Then bring your legs together. We're going to let one knee fall outwards, slide the foot away, and then bring the knee up. Do it with your legs together. So let one knee fall outwards, slide, and you're sort of sliding on the side of your foot. When you get to the bottom, straighten up, and your knee comes out, we're sticking on the same side. Slide it out along the side and up. I think we could bring our arms into this. So arms are up, bring our leg up, opposite arm and leg. So the arms over here, sliding out and then bringing back. And let's try the other side. So have arms down first, slide open, not slide, sway open, slide down, slide back. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, let that knee go out to the side, this leg's steady. Slide on the side of your foot, straighten up, and bring that knee up. Breath in. As you breathe out, let that leg open. Push away and breathe in as you slide back. Let's bring the arms up. Opening that arm as you open the leg. Slide away and bring the arm up. Maybe one more of these. And then take the arms down. We're going to roll onto our sides. So we're right on our sides. Use your mat to line yourself up, or the edge of your bed, just something where you can think of a line. I use the mat at the back quite a lot, so I can shuffle right back, so I can think my head is in line here. I can feel with my feet that my feet are in line. I can check, I'm just feeling behind here that my bottom is in line. So now I know I'm right on my side and I'm quite wobbly. Right, from here, I'm just going to rest my hand just on the pads of my fingers, not really pressing very hard. The closer your hand is, the more wobbly you feel. So that if it's further away, it just gives you a bit more traction. And then I'm going to lift this leg up. Now I'm going to try and keep it parallel to the floor. Take it down, lifting it up and down, and then hold it up and keeping it parallel, moving it forwards and back. Spine doesn't change. This is a bit like you're sliding it over a table and you found a new way to do dusting. Not my favourite job. I don't know if this would be the best way for me to do a surface either. But just imagining a really low sort of coffee table or something, like one that you might use if you're sitting on the floor, and you're just dusting it with the inside of your leg, just as we always do. Pressing this other leg into the floor for a bit of stability, just in case it tries to come up like that. Last one. And then just rest your leg. You can certainly feel it in the sides there. And we're going to do the other side. So you might want to roll back and roll away. I'm going to roll to the, flip myself around the other way. Line yourself up in that same way. Think about your head. Think about the back of your bottom, your pelvis. Think about the soles of your feet. I'm just checking in with them. Right, we're all lined up. Got our fingers pressing into the floor. One thing I didn't mention before, which is always a good idea, is just to see that difference. When I do that, everything is in contact with the floor here. My waist is not pulling up like that. If I push that top hip away, it just reminds me just to be able to lift this bit up. You might find there's still some of your body, skin touching the floor. That's okay. It's just that feeling of the muscles have tightened underneath. So think about just giving that hip bone a little nudge downwards. It just makes everything stack up nice and on top of each other like this. You can see everything's just slightly out and the effort here isn't there. So we've got that going. Right, we'll lift the leg up, just trying to get that parallel to the floor feeling of sort of here and our inner shin and foot, and then rest it down. Take a breath in, bringing it up. If you've got the balance, you can just rest your hand here, could even rest it here. And then let's think about dusting that table. Press this other leg, especially the bit that's in contact with the floor, press it into the floor. Think of the foot, the ankle pressing into the floor. And breathing, that's all I want you to think about. Make sure you are breathing, not any particular breath, because there's quite a lot going on. And see what your range of movement is like. I can get it quite close to my chest, not very far back, starts to feel it in my back, and I don't want you to feel it there. Just want you to be able to sort of keep this all stable. Lots going on here. Last one, I promise. And then just rest for a moment. Give it a rub. We're going to push ourselves to sitting. If you're on a bed, push yourself to sit so that your legs are off the edge of the bed. So sitting comfortably. Might even pop a cushion under there. And then wrap your arms around yourself, like you're giving yourself a hug or a pat on the back. You can give a little rub as well. And then think like you're taking a jumper off. And have your arms out. We're going to do it again, but we're crossing a different way. So see what you can feel. Shoulders, shoulder blades, tops of your shoulders. And then take that jumper off. And then take your arms out to the sides. Breath in. Scoop the air up until your fingers touch. Bring your hands into your chest. Give yourself a clap. Oh, that felt really calm today. I hope you felt that calmness too. Maybe you also felt it in your hips. I shall see you next week. I hope you have a good week. I'm going to check your comments and say hello again to you all. Bye.